What's up, gals and pals? It's your boy Vino, and welcome back to 60-Second Cocktails. Ladies and gentlemen, last week I was having the winter blues, right? And so I shared with you guys 3 delicious Hawaiian cocktails. I'm gonna put a little link up here for you guys to check those out, all right? But this week I decided I'm gonna fully embrace this cold winter weather. As you see, I got a sweater on. And I'm gonna share with you guys my Mount Rushmore of whiskey cocktails. That's right, folks, my 4 favorite whiskey cocktails. Now, for you non-Americans that might not know what Mount Rushmore is a monument that was built into the side of a mountain in South Dakota that pays tribute to 4 of the greatest American presidents. I believe it's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. I'm pretty sure of that. Anyway, guys, so what we do in the country, we like to say, you know, when we want to say like, what's your favorite something? Well, you would say, what's your Mount Rushmore of movies? What's your Mount Rushmore of songs? You know, stuff like that. So I'm going to share with you guys my Mount Rushmore of whiskey cocktails. This was not easy, but I had to do it, folks. So stick around, and we're going to boogie down. All right, guys, so like I said, I'm gonna be making you guys my Mount Rushmore of whiskey cocktails, my 4 favorite whiskey cocktails. This was not an easy decision to make, but you know, when I decided which cocktails I was gonna put on this list, I said to myself, what are the whiskey cocktails that I would normally make when I'm not trying something for the show, or maybe trying one of my other YouTube pals' cocktails? And these are the 4 that I came up with. There was a couple I left off that were a little disappointing to leave off, but I had my reasons for that, and I'll share with you at the end of the video, all right? So make sure you stick around for that, all right? Now, let's go ahead into the first cocktail, and this is the whiskey cocktail of all cocktails. This is probably the cocktail of all cocktails, and that is the Old Fashioned, all right? The Old Fashioned is simple, it's easy, and it's perfect. It's so delicious. Like my buddy Johan, it is just whiskey, sugar, bitters. You cannot go wrong with this recipe, okay? So we're just gonna go ahead and grab our glass. This is our rocks glass here. And the first thing you're gonna need is your sweetener. Now, I normally actually use 1 sugar cube, but I just made some demerara syrup here that I'm gonna be using for a few upcoming cocktails. So I figured, you know what, I'll use the syrup. Some people use a cube, some people use a syrup, right? So if you're gonna use a cube, you put 1 cube. If you're gonna use syrup, you just put a bar spoon of your syrup, okay? So let's go ahead and put our bar spoon of simple syrup, right? That was a little more than a bar spoon, but that's all right. Then you're gonna put, 3 to 4 dashes of your Angostura bitters. You put that to your taste. 1, 2, 3, all right, that's 4. All right, then you're gonna wanna add your 2 ounces, 1.5 ounces of bourbon. The good thing about this cocktail is you kind of just make it the way you wanna make it, you know? So let's go ahead and add 2 ounces of bourbon. You can make it with rye. You know, the Old Fashioned actually is just a template for a variety of cocktails. You'll see rum Old Fashions, you'll see tequila Old Fashions, you'll see all kind of Old Fashions. Now we're just gonna add our ice cube. Let's just put this in there slowly so it doesn't splash back. And then you just wanna stir it for a good, you wanna get some good dilution out of this. So you're gonna give it about 30, 25 seconds, all right? All right, folks, I think we gave that a nice stir, and the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and garnish it now. So you wanna use an orange peel, okay? And you're gonna just peel off a nice size piece of orange peel there. All right, there you go. And then first thing you're gonna wanna do with that orange peel, you're gonna wanna press those oils onto the glass and into the drink, all right? And then I always like to rub the glass for good luck. And then you can go ahead and clean it up, or you can just throw it in there. I like to clean up my peels, so I'm gonna clean that up real nice like. All right, just the sides at least. All right, then you're gonna throw that in there, and then you're gonna wanna add a cocktail cherry too. Up to you, you don't have to do that. You know, sometimes I'm feeling lazy or I don't have an orange, and I'll just drink the cocktail as is. All right, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves a cherry. And there you have it, folks. The classic of all classic cocktails, the Old Fashioned.
Stick around, because we're gonna boogie down. No, wait, I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's Vino's line.
All right, folks, now let's go ahead and make my second whiskey cocktail, and that is the Manhattan. The Manhattan is a super classic cocktail. It's said to be invented in the Manhattan Club back in the days, but it's one of those cocktails like the Old Fashioned, pretty much like everything I'm making today, it doesn't have a real true origin story, all right, folks? So first thing you're gonna need, what's in the sauce here, is 2 ounces of a whiskey. I like to use rye, especially Rittenhouse. I do like the overproof rye. I think it provides a little more punch to the cocktail. But you can use bourbon, you can use anything. You can use Irish whiskey, you can use Scotch, whatever. You know, obviously it's gonna provide different things because each one of them have a different kind of flavor profile, right? So let's go ahead and do 2 ounces of my rye. All right. Then I'm gonna do 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. You know, the ratio for the Manhattan does change depending on the people's palate. I'm a 2-to-1 guy. You know, you can go ahead and play with the ratios and make it work the way you like. All right. I do like to use Carpano Antica for my vermouth, but you know, you can use whatever you have as well. All right. Then we're gonna do 2 ounces of orange bitters. Some people use Angostura bitters. I like my orange bitters, all right? We're gonna go ahead and pour that into a coupe here. So I got that chilling like a villain in my ice here. Now I'm gonna put some ice in my mixing glass. You wanna stir that up for another good 25, 30 seconds, all right, folks? All right, folks, I think we stirred that enough. Let's go ahead and strain that into our coupe. That beautiful, beautiful color that you get from a Manhattan. All right, and then let's go ahead and just garnish that with a cocktail cherry. All right, just gonna throw that in the bottom. I like to grab a little bit of the cherry juice there and add it to the cocktail. Just provides a little additional sweetness. All right, folks, and there you have it, our Manhattan cocktail.
What have I done to deserve this flat, flavorless Manhattan?
All right, guys, so the next cocktail I'm gonna make you guys is probably my first go-to whiskey cocktail, my first kind of whiskey cocktail I ever fell in love with, and that was the Rusty Nail. Now, the Rusty Nail couldn't be an easier cocktail. It's only 2 ingredients, and you know, the history for this cocktail it's a little convoluted, just like the others. They say the combination of Drambuie and whiskey goes back to maybe the 1930s, but the actual name of Rusty Nail wasn't coined until probably the 1960s, and that's at the Century Club in New York City. But the cocktail really gained popularity during the heyday of my boys here, the Rat Pack, because they loved the cocktail. Whatever the Rat Pack did, everyone did, because they were trendsetters. And so the cocktail kind of really established itself at that time, and it's been a staple in the cocktail industry ever since then, all right, folks? Now, again, super easy cocktail. Let's look at what's in the sauce, right? This is one of those cocktails where the ratios are completely up to you, depending on how you like to drink your cocktail. Me, this is how I do it. I do 1.5 ounces of scotch. Now, you can use any kind of scotch you want. Obviously, the Islay stuff is really, really smoky. I think Johnny Walker has kind of a mid-smoke profile, so it does add some of that, but doesn't overwhelm the cocktail, right? Then you're gonna do 1/2 ounce of Drambuie. Now, Drambuie is a scotch that is made with honey as well, and so it has a really beautiful, sweet, floral notes to it, all right? So we'll do 1/2 ounce of this. All right. Now, you can make this cocktail right in the glass. Just stir it with your finger, as I know some bartenders do. At least the old school guys do. But I like to stir it up in my mixing glass first to give it a little extra dilution before I put it in my glass, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and just grab a rocks glass here, and I'm going to fill my mixing glass with some ice. All right, and then we're gonna go and stir it up, not too long, 10, 15 seconds. I don't want to dilute it too much, just a little extra dilution. All right, so I think that's enough. Again, I don't like to dilute it too much. It is already a sweeter cocktail. I'm gonna put some ice in my rocks glass. You can use 1 cube if you like, that's up to you, but I like to add a little extra ice cube. Again, this is one of those cocktails that I do like a little extra dilution in it because it is sweeter, so it helps to kind of, dilute that sweetness and the stiffness of the cocktail at the same time. All right, so we're just gonna pour that into our glass here. All right, beautiful. Then we're just gonna garnish that with a lemon peel or lemon twist. Where's my peeler? Yep. 1 second, guys. All right, I'm back. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just do a little lemon peel here. All right. Then we're going to express the lemon oils onto the glass. Then rub the glass with some good luck. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab my knife and I'm gonna clean this bad boy up. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just give it a little twist, nothing too crazy. It doesn't have to be too fancy, right? And I just throw it in my glass, and there you have it, folks. You know what, let's take a couple of these ice cubes out. There you go, we'll take 1 ice cube out. There you go, folks. All right, and that is our Rusty Nail cocktail.
I feel sorry for you people that don't drink. I mean it, because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're gonna feel all day.
All right, folks, so we're gonna go ahead and make our last Mount Rushmore whiskey cocktail, and this one is called the Whiskey Sour, right, folks? Now, something you might have noticed is that the first 3 cocktails were all stirred in my mixing glass. This one we're actually gonna shake in my shaker, all right, folks? So let's look at what's in the sauce. The first thing you're gonna want is your whiskey of choice. I like to use bourbon, but I like to use Bullet because Bullet does have a high rye mash, so you do get a little bit of that spiciness from the rye, plus the sweetness from the bourbon, which I think is absolutely fantastic, all right? So let's go ahead and do 2 ounces of that. All right. The next thing you're gonna want is you're gonna want 3/4 ounce of lemon juice, all right? Then you're gonna need 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. You can up that if you want it a little bit sweeter. I don't, so I'm gonna do 1/2 ounce. All right, and then we're gonna add either 1 egg white or 1/2 ounce of this egg white substitute stuff, right? Do 1/2 ounce of this. There you go. And then the first thing we're gonna do after that is we're gonna do what's called a dry shake, all right?
So it means we're gonna shake it. There we go. There we go.
Hey guys, we're gonna shake that without any ice, all right? We'll do that for about 15-20 seconds, all right? All right, guys, so now the reason you do that is because the reason you shake it without any ice is because you want to emulsify the egg. That's gonna help bring as much foaminess to the cocktail as possible, all right? So let's go ahead and release the top valve here so we don't get any gas, and then I'm gonna open it up, add my ice, and we'll shake it one more time. Perfect. All right, so now we'll do that again for another 10-15 seconds. All right, folks, so that is a good shake it. We're gonna go ahead and get our glass out. I'm gonna be using a Nick and Nora glass. You can serve this on the rocks. You can serve it straight up like this. That is your prerogative, right? I'm gonna go ahead and double strain that into the glass. All right, that looks good, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and add our garnish now. So for the garnish, all I like to do is add a few drops of Angostura bitters for a little dropper here. So we'll do like 3 drops. 1, 2, and 3. All right. What that's gonna do is provide some aromatics to the cocktail when you give it a sip. And there you have it, folks, our whiskey sour cocktail.
Fucking drinking again, 8 goddamn fucking whiskey sours. Fucking bullshit. You're a fucking miserable drunk.
All right, folks, so there you have it. My Mount Rushmore of whiskey cocktails. That's right, folks, my 4 favorite whiskey cocktails. This was not an easy decision to make in the sense that I did leave a couple of cocktails off that I do like, but these are the 4 that are my go-tos that I absolutely love. And, you know, I feel very good about my decision here. You know, I left off something like, you know, I drink whiskey highballs here and there. You know, I do enjoy them, just for a simple, very easy cocktail. I love the Boulevardier, but, you know, for me, that's more of a Campari cocktail. You know, it's a Negroni riff. You know, the whiskey is not the feature like it is in these, you know. Anyway, folks, listen, let me know what your Mount Rushmore of whiskey cocktails is. What's your favorite whiskey cocktails? Put it down in the comments. I'd love to know what it is you guys drink and what are your favorite 4 cocktails, all right? Anyway, if you like this video, please press like, please share, please subscribe. Remember, sharing is caring. And when life gives you lemons, folks, you make yourself a cocktail. Cheers.